Photography is all about creativity, all about the thrill of taking that shot which gets you so excited and so happy, and it's great all that, but it's not gonna pay your bills if you're not gonna approach it as a business. Out of curiosity, what are the most paying jobs you can have as a photographer, and who are some of the top paid photographers in the world? Stay tuned, this video will get interesting. Do you know what is the biggest photographer's nightmare? If the only way to make money is selling your camera. Well, we are going to forget that horrible idea. How much money can you make as a photographer? Well, it will depend how badly you want it. The more effort you will put in, the more you can expect in return. It will also depend on your clientele, your marketing skills, and your personality outside of photography. Well, I'm going to help you to make, hopefully, the right decision when it comes to path in photography to fulfill your dreams and excitement you're looking for. Here are top paying photography jobs in random order. And you know what? Let's start with the most obvious, since a lot of new photographers get into that, and it's portrait photography. Why? Because you just need very little gear, like your camera and a set of speedlights, and done. There's always needs for business headshots, regular portraits, family photos, children portraits, baby photos, glamour photos, and boudoir. That path would be right for you if you're someone who loves meeting new people, if you have a great personality and you can make them feel comfortable and relaxed. You know how many people are coming to the studio which don't know how to pose, so they are so nervous, or they just don't like being on the camera in general. And the cons: don't expect that much fame in this area. Have you ever heard of school best photographer? No, I don't think so. I didn't. Well, but you can expect a regular work. And in this area, you have to realize very quickly that it is a business. If you are self-driven person, if you like to be self-employed and you're not afraid of taking tasks such as billing clients and scheduling appointments and printing process, it might be right for you. Let's talk about something non-traditional, something which is really not talked about much, but it can be pretty lucrative career when it comes to money as well. How would you like to be a medical or biomedical photographer? You know, there are doctors and hospitals pretty much everywhere you look. If you are someone interested in this field, you should contact hospitals and medical campuses. You could be taking photos for their textbooks, medical flyers. You could be documenting their medical procedures and tests. My name is Zdenka Darula, and I am a medical photographer. Zdenka, you are full of it. Now let's get into something very obvious and very highly lucrative, and that would be commercial photography. Now, there is a wide range of photography. You could be taking photos of practically everything. Employees, buildings, exteriors, interiors, pretty much to help the company to market their services and products. It is highly competitive, but extremely rewarding for the very hardworking, talented, and creative photographer. Yeah. Another less talked about field, which could bring money in, is scientific photography. If you are someone who would like to work for government agencies, research facilities, or universities, and would like to try microphotography, infrared photography, and underwater photography, and really cool other techniques, you could be working with astronomers, biologists, geologists to take their photos of their experiments. That might be worth checking out. That sounds really cool. Next field is the obvious one again, and it's the I do photography. Well, actually, it's the wedding photography. And it is my field, so I can definitely say a lot of real thoughts on this one. Now, lots of people get into wedding photography because of the money side of it and also the luxury side of it. But it is certainly not for everybody, and it's definitely not for the beginners. So here, let's start with the negatives first. Be ready for a very high stress, very fast pace, usually because of the schedule. And, everybody behaves differently in a very nervous situations. I'm talking about bride and groom, family, and, everybody else. You will win if you will keep cool, be professional, and very encouraging in those situations. If you don't know how to use your camera blindfolded, you have nothing to do in wedding business. Honestly, there is no excuses, there is no second chances. These are live events, you can't repeat it. Most of the people are doing this only once in a lifetime, unless they get divorced, of course. So if you mess up big, and your career as a photographer goes down the drain. The competition is very high. You will stand out with your portfolio and marketing skills. But there are also positives to the I do photography. First of all, people are always getting married and remarried, so they will be always looking for a wedding photographer. Second of all, it's great money. You will be taking photos in a very luxury locations. Your photos will look very luxury, and people will cherish your photos to the rest of their lives. When it comes to sports, do you like to do the sports actively, or do you just like to watch? Usually when it comes to sports photography, people usually think right away of NHL, NBA, MLB, ZD. That would be my initials. Well, the best photographers eventually get there, but there are a lot of steps to get there. Photographers usually start working for newspapers first or some online media, and then they work their way up. What's good about it, that you're gonna get the best seats in a house, so you will enjoy the event as you are working. The downside to it, that you will need that long, huge lens, which is very expensive and very heavy. So you have to be very strong to be able to carry it out and move it from the place to place. You have to be also very good technically, because those are fast moving shots. And also you have to be quick, you have to follow the action, so your eyes need to react very quickly. Or you can become paparazzi and follow those athletes and celebrities and hope that you take that one shot, which will take care of you financially for a very long time. The next one is very obvious too. It's fashion photography. Now, don't mistake it with the glamour photography. Fashion photography is all about the clothing, and it is highly commercial too, because down the road you are just trying to sell the clothes. Glamour photography is all about the model. Fashion photography would be right for you if you are highly creative and you follow fashion and actually you like clothing. But if you don't like very long working hours, and if you don't like different weather conditions, because eventually you will probably have to shoot somewhere in the snow, then it might not be for you. The last career path I'm going to be talking about is product photography. If you are very technical photographer, if you know how to work with light very well, then you might enjoy this field. It's very, very highly commercial because you're basically selling the product. There is not much room for creativity though, and it might feel a little bit like you're working in a factory because you're shooting the same thing over and over and over again. Some people like it, they don't mind it at all, others do. It depends what kind of person you are. And question number 2 is here. Who are some of the top world's most paid photographers? Here are some of them in a random order. And by the way, I added the links to their portfolios in the video description below, so feel free to check it out. Morgan Norman is a commercial photographer. His work is usually dark and moody, and he does portraits of significant Swedish figures and international stars. Andreas Gursky is known for landscapes. He likes to shoot from high points to capture as much as he can. In 2011, he sold a photo for $4.3 million, which is the highest ever sold photo. By the way, it is quite normal for him to sell a photo for $1 million. Nick Brand photos almost look like paintings. His focus is wildlife and he never uses telephoto lenses because he doesn't want to separate the subject from those amazing landscapes. Richard Prince is known for rephotography, which is taking photos of the same site with a time gap between, sort of then and now feel. Giles Ben Simon is French fashion photographer. You could have seen him at the America's Next Top Model reality TV show. Nick Vesey works with X-ray imaging and digital prints. He's also known for photo manipulation in Photoshop. Annie Leibovitz is the last photographer in this mix. She's a celebrity photographer which took the famous portrait of Queen with her grandchildren. Well, there should be one more name on this list as I'm going through these papers. Anyways, if you liked today's video, please give it thumbs up and subscribe for all future videos. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. If you want to say hello, I'll say hello back. You know, I always read all those comments. Anyways, thank you again for watching. Ciao, ahoy. Well, where's that name? How come my name is not on that list?